Konnichiwa and welcome to episode 26 of the Leadership Japan podcast. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan. And much more importantly, you are a student of leadership, highly motivated to be the best in your own business field. If you would like your own access to 102 years of the accumulated wisdom of Dale Carnegie Training through free white papers, guidebooks, reports, training videos, blogs, course information, plus much, much more, then go to japan.dalecarnegie.com. Today, we are looking at how to motivate your team. Now, most people have a misconception that money is the number one or only motivator for everyone. Not true. Herzberg, in his research on team engagement, described remuneration as simply what he called a hygiene factor. Nothing exceptional, nothing extraordinary, rather expected. Now, of course, there will be a very small minority of people getting paid fabulous amounts and massive amounts of money who are totally motivated by the remuneration, but they are a very, very small percentage of people. And unless you have bags of money at your disposal to pay everybody huge sums, that's probably not how you're going to be thinking about motivating them. Also, according to Maslow, Abraham Maslow, well-known researcher on motivation, there are general types of needs that motivate people to act. We're all probably very familiar with Maslow's hierarchy or his triangle. At the bottom, you've got the physiological, safety, love, esteem. As one desire gets satisfied, another pops up to take its place. So, money and job security fall into the first two categories and are easily satisfied. However, the more important needs that all people crave are love and esteem, and those are achieved by feeling recognized and appreciated. Interestingly, there are very few people walking around complaining about being too appreciated. As leaders, we don't do it enough, and we all know we should do it much, much more. The best way to provide recognition and appreciation is through the use of rewards. Now, to make our rewards work, we should follow a few basic guidelines. Number one, design rewards based on the individual's personal preferences. Now, in Japan, publicly recognizing someone might be a concern for that person. It might be a negative from their point of view. They might prefer a private tete-a-tete where you tell them just how great they are. Now, why would that be? Why wouldn't they want to stand in front of the whole team, waxing lyrical about how great they are and telling everybody what a role model they are and how much we love and appreciate them? Well, this is often because they feel uncomfortable to be singled out like that, to be suddenly separated from the crowd and singled out, standing out from the crowd, and even worse, fearing your compliments, your recognition is going to trigger jealousy, negative reactions from their colleagues, maybe get the cold shoulder from other people. This is very much a cultural thing in Japan, but we need to recognize that for some people, it'll be fine. But for others, this may be a burden, and it'll be the opposite effect of what we imagine it will be. It's not so surprising that we should really think about tailoring the appreciation or the reward to that person. It's like some people like dark chocolate. And although you might think giving them a box of chocolate will be right on the money and appreciated because you know they love chocolate, they are secretly totally disappointed when they open up that box of chocolate and find all white chocolate, no dark chocolate inside whatsoever. So we need to think about our people. We need to know about our people, what they'll appreciate, and this will help us to be effective with words of appreciation, of tokens of reward. Number 2, reward for achievement. That is to say, the reward should be based on what was actually done. Now, telling someone they did a good job, the type of well done, good job, thank you, good job type of comment is actually totally meaningless. And it's totally meaningless because we have got absolutely no clue as to precisely which part or which of the many things we did was actually good. We need to tell them exactly what was good work. We do this because we want them to keep on repeating that. Now, it sometimes happens that we may have a view on something they're doing very well, and they don't actually recognize it as good work. So alerting them to the fact that, hey, you're doing good work, they go, oh, okay, that's good. The chances are they will repeat it and keep repeating it. The other thing is we need to have credibility with them. Because we can be specific, it shows we are really taking careful note of their efforts, that we are aware of the nature of their work and the excellence of some part of the execution. And this gives our words credibility because we're referencing something that's fact. This helps to build trust. Now, they can see we've been paying attention, been observing, appreciating what they've been doing. And so we're not just being flippant or looking like we've just come off the back of finishing some management book or training seminar or TED Talk or video training, piece or something. We're just suddenly, we got religion, now we're going to praise everybody. When we actually isolate out the good work, recognize it, mention it, talk about it in the frame of our reference point on giving them praise, they realize, yes, boss is being sincere. Number 3, time your rewards. Now, rewards and recognition should be given as soon as possible after the desired behavior. Strike while the iron is hot is an old idea, and it applies just as well to praise. Don't make it hard work for people to understand the connection between what they did and your notification. Reward and recognition that comes too long after the achievement doesn't do much to motivate the employee. It's not like Christmas, we're not storing it up or something. Don't store up all the praise and wait till the project's absolutely complete and miss a great opportunity on the way through to hand out some well-deserved praise. Particularly when we ask people, please step out of your comfort zone and do something new. Well, naturally, they lack confidence. They've never done it before. They're not precisely sure how they should do it, maybe. They're not particularly keen to do it, perhaps, because it's a delegated item. But we've asked them to step up and step out of their comfort zone and you and I need to be boosting their confidence at each stage to embolden them to push faster and push harder. So don't save up the praise to the very end when it's all over and done with. Get in throughout the project, finding the opportunity to recognize good work, bolster their confidence to keep going with this stepping out of the comfort zone, new project they're working on. Get them to try harder at what they're doing. So, words of wisdom here: praise early, praise often. Number 4, involve employees or staff in decisions that directly affect them. Now, people have a strong need to belong. Make them feel like they are an important part of your business. We all support a world we create, so get them to have a sense of ownership, a sense of buy-in by involving them in the decision-making process. Communicating clearly about direction is important, but it's even better to use the distributed intelligence of the whole team to solve problems and produce innovation. It's a type of idea crowdsourcing that we can use, because the people usually at the bottom of the totem pole in companies are the ones closest to the action and closest to the market, and they will have insights and ideas that just won't occur to senior management because they're operating on a more strategic plane and just don't get that same tap into what's happening. If you've ever had that occasion where you've been promoted to a bigger job and you're no longer directly interacting with the clients and you have team meetings and your people are talking about a particular client or a particular business, and you realize you haven't got a clue what is going on anymore. You're now out of the loop. So we need to make sure that we don't neglect to tap into what our people know. Get them involved in decision. Now, decision might come from above, and we don't have much chance to input into that, but we certainly have tremendous opportunity to input into the execution of that lofty decision from higher management. Number 5, have regular meetings to let employees know what is going on in the company. Well, similarly, last one, it's important that everyone feels they belong. Now, middle management often remind me of those photographs you see sometimes of a not quite completed building, and they haven't put the cladding on the outside yet, so you can see right through the building. So you have these sort of structures with concrete floors. And that's the scene, that's the sort of middle management. You know, the information comes down from above. It gets to that concrete floor, which is middle management, but it doesn't pass beyond that floor. It stops right there. Now, this is either through the individuals wishing to keep the information as a status protector, or by just simple negligence. And so it doesn't matter which, but often middle management fails to communicate what is happening. And this is particularly deadly because usually the why of what is happening goes missing. A senior leadership group sitting in their mahogany offices on the top of the building, they merrily carry on running the company, imagining the entire organization is united behind this carefully crafted message they've come out with, or this carefully thought through new direction for the company. But in fact, those at the very bottom may not have heard the message clearly because middle management have not communicated it clearly, or they don't understand it because there's been no why around the reason for this particular direction. Middle management are powerful communicators, both going upward and downward, but if there's no why around what we are doing, then we are going to really fail to get the combined power of everyone behind what senior management wants to do with the company. 6, Now, listen to employees who have an idea for improving an aspect of the business. That's good. But also don't forget to give them full credit for it. Hogging the limelight, monopolizing the praise is a penchant for too many managers. Learn to share the glory. Send a note to your boss and copy it to the staff member as you heap praise on them for the fine role they played in the project or for the good effort they made in getting the deal done. You will win enormous respect and loyalty. Don't forget, you cannot move up in the organization unless there are people who can step into your role and do a competent job. Every organization is looking for future leaders, and why would they move you somewhere if they didn't think there was a successor capable of continuing in the role you're currently playing? But even more than looking for future leaders, what organizations are looking for are builders of future leaders. This is treasure for any organization. Now, you might be that treasure because you are the one showing you are a builder of talent. You are a builder of future leaders. You are fantastic in succession planning. So there are a number of ideas to think about on how to motivate your team. This is the role of the leader. Build people, manage processes, and good luck. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan podcast. Remember, to access your Dale Carnegie Training free white papers, guidebooks, training videos, blogs, course information, etc., go to japan.dalecarnegie.com.